All right, today we are diving deep into Dr. Janine Bowering's complete protocol for tackling two of the sneakiest health issues out there, parasites and candida. We're going to break down her 9 key tips into a clear 3-phase plan that you can actually understand and use. So let me ask you this. Have you ever dealt with that stubborn bloating, that brain fog you just can't shake, or fatigue that makes no sense? Well, what if the root cause is hiding in plain sight? You know, common invaders like parasites and candida can set up shop inside our bodies, causing all sorts of mysterious issues that often go misdiagnosed for years. So, here's how we're going to break it all down. We've structured this into a full 3-phase protocol. We'll start by identifying the enemy, then move through the 3 phases of defense, assault, and rebuilding. And we'll wrap up with a really crucial insight about the mind-body connection. Okay, let's jump right in. All right, first things first. You've got to know your enemy, right? It's essential to understand exactly what we're up against. Dr. Janine points out several really common types of parasites, and you've probably heard of some of them before. Yeah, we're talking about everything from roundworms and tapeworms, which you can get from undercooked food, all the way to microscopic protozoa like Giardia that can hide in contaminated water. Each one of these can mess with our system in a different way, causing things like nutrient deficiencies or gut inflammation. And that's exactly why we need a step-by-step plan. So let's get into phase 1 of that plan. So the first phase isn't about going in, guns blazing. Not at all. It's about preparing the battlefield. The goal here is simple. Make your body a place where these invaders just can't thrive. We're going to cut off their food supply and beef up your own natural defenses. Okay, this is absolutely crucial. Parasites, and especially candida, love sugar. It's basically their #1 fuel source. So limiting refined sugar is a huge first step. And, of course, a lot of exposure comes from things like raw sushi or undercooked meat, so proper food prep is just a non-negotiable line of defense. And here's a brilliant but super simple tip from the protocol. Think about it. When you're stressed, your digestion just shuts down, right? But if you eat in a relaxed state, maybe even outside like this suggests, you naturally kick your digestive enzymes into high gear. This helps break down your food completely so there are no leftovers for those unwanted guests to feast on. All right, our defenses are set. Now we move into phase 2, the active assault. This is the kill phase. And it's a super strategic 3-pronged attack designed to first weaken the invaders, then eliminate them, and finally, safely escort them out of your system. Now, the sequence here is everything. It's weaken, kill, and remove. You can't just jump straight to the kill step. First, you have to soften up the target. Then you go in with the heavy hitters, and then you have to clean up the mess. Let's look at how each step works. Think of this step as the preliminary airstrike. Before the main assault, you use supplemental digestive enzymes. These basically act to lower the parasite's defenses, breaking down their protective outer layers. It makes the next step, the herbal attack, so much more effective. Now this is where it gets really clever. Check out the synergy of these herbs. They don't just kill the adult parasites, they work together to target the entire life cycle. You've got black walnut for the adults and their eggs, and oregano as a broad spectrum killer. But cloves? Well, cloves have a very special job. This quote just nails it. It shows exactly why cloves are so critical. Some parasites, like hookworms and tapeworms, literally hook themselves into your gut wall. They can hang on for years. Cloves contain a compound that actually makes them let go, dislodging them so they can finally be eliminated. So, after you've won the battle, you have to clean up the battlefield. This final step is absolutely key. A specific type of fiber, like an ultrafine psyllium seed husk, acts like a gentle but super effective broom. It just sweeps the intestinal walls clean and carries all the dead stuff out of your body. Okay, the invaders are gone. The cleanup is done. Now for the final phase, which is all about recovery. This is where we manage the aftermath, heal the gut, and restore a healthy balance to make sure this doesn't happen again. The protocol recommends a full 2-month detox. And you might be thinking, wow, 2 months? Why so long? Well, when parasites and candida die off, they release a flood of toxins. This phase gives your body enough time to safely process all that waste, which is the key to avoiding those awful die-off symptoms you hear about with other cleanses. And again, it all comes back to the sequence. The order of operations is what makes this so effective. A lot of other cleanses fail because they trigger a huge toxin release all at once, and it just makes you feel awful. This protocol is designed to eliminate the organisms first, and then methodically clean up the toxic mess afterward. It's just smarter. Okay, next up, you gotta bring in the good guys. After you've cleared out all the unwanted tenants, it's time to repopulate your gut with beneficial bacteria. You can do this with awesome fermented foods like sauerkraut and kefir, or by using targeted probiotic supplements. And this brings us to the final step of rebuilding. All that inflammation from the parasites can create tiny gaps in your gut lining. That's what people call leaky gut. Using a functional protein powder gives your body the exact building blocks it needs to repair that lining, sealing up the gaps and making your gut walls strong again. All right, finally, we've arrived at what Dr. Janine calls her absolute favorite and most important tip. This is the one that gets to the real root cause, and it's what will keep this problem from ever coming back. She asks us to think about a much deeper question. If you do everything right, the diet, the herbs, everything, but the problem keeps coming back, what else could be going on? What in your life might be creating a welcoming home for these invaders? The whole idea here is that our physical state can be a mirror for our emotional and energetic state. So if a person is prone to physical parasites, they might also be dealing with other kinds of parasites. Like draining relationships, negative self-talk, or an environment that just sucks the life out of them and weakens their natural defenses. And this is really the ultimate takeaway. You can follow the entire physical protocol to the letter, but if you don't address these other internal or external parasites, your body might just stay susceptible, and the physical ones might never truly go away for good. So as you can see, this complete protocol shows that real health isn't just about what you eat or the supplements you take. It's about the body, the diet, and the mind. And it leaves us with a really powerful question to think about. In your own life, what piece of the health puzzle might you be overlooking?